When we see a snake, most of us are going to run away screaming. Understandably, they're scary. And one of the things that creeps me out about them is when they flick their tongues in and out really fast. And like most animals, snakes have a way of detecting chemicals through their sense of smell. Most mammals, including us, have our noses on the front of our face, which allows us to smell things before we get too close to them. In other words, snakes flick their tongues to get a close-up of what's going on in their environment without having to put themselves in harm's way. In some countries, people eat snakes, and those people have figured out that if they flick a snake's tongue really fast, the snake thinks that it's being attacked by a bird or another fast-moving predator. In a recent study published in the journal PLOS ONE, researchers found that when presented with two identical containers, one of which had a mouse inside, Burmese pythons would choose the container whose tongue they could see moving, even if the mouse was hidden in both of them. Basically, the sight of a moving tongue triggers an innate fear response in snakes, causing them to avoid it and whatever it's attached to. And researchers think this response is so ingrained in snakes that they don't even have to be bitten by a dangerous snake to learn to fear snake tongues. This avoidance behavior can also be used as a way of keeping snakes away from human settlements. Researchers showed that when they placed artificial snakes with red tongues in villages in India, the villagers reported significantly fewer snake bites in the months that followed. So the snake will strike at the perceived threat, which allows the human to catch it. It's kind of like a really disgusting version of playing with a cat's toy. And it's an adaptation that makes a lot of evolutionary sense. Snakes have been doing this for hundreds of millions of years, but snakes don't have noses. Well, not noses like ours anyway. On CuriosityStream, you can find all sorts of fascinating documentaries about the natural world and beyond. And right now, if you sign up using our link, you can save 26% on your subscription. With CuriosityStream, you can watch things like this video. David Attenborough's Light on Earth, which explores how life on Earth has adapted to various light sources, from the sun to bioluminescence. You can also watch this video, Engineering the Future, which takes a look at how innovations like self-driving cars, vertical farms, and 3D printing are changing the way we live. There's something for everyone on CuriosityStream. And by signing up, you're not only getting all this great content, but you're also supporting this channel. So if you love learning, definitely check it out. Thanks for watching and learning with us. Instead, they have nostrils at the front of their mouths, which are connected to the back of their throats via these long canals. So if a snake wants to smell something, it has to stick its entire body in the general direction of the smell, which is not ideal. If what you're smelling is, say, a tasty meal or a mate or danger, it'd be nice to get a little closer first. And it turns out there's a reason for that behavior. Hi, I'm here with Minata, but snakes did evolve a solution to this problem. They developed a secondary olfactory system, which means they have a backup way of detecting chemicals, without sticking their whole heads in the direction of the smell. And instead of sniffing something with their nose, they sniff it with their tongue. When a snake sticks out its tongue, it's actually collecting chemical information about the world around it. It's kind of like how we might take a deep breath in through our noses. Snakes can flick their tongues in and out really fast, which maximizes the amount of time they spend smelling the world around them. Also, because a snake's tongue is forked, it collects even more scent information than if it had one big flat tongue. The two sides of the tongue are also connected to different parts of the olfactory bulb in a snake's brain, which may help them locate smells in three-dimensional space. Like imagine if you had two nostrils instead of one, and they were far enough apart that you could tell which side something was coming from. That's what these nostrils do. They detect the location of smells in three-dimensional space, which helps the snake decide where to go next. So a lot of the times when you see a snake flicking its tongue, it's because it's trying to figure out what you are and how best to avoid you. Now, even though snakes evolved this behavior to keep themselves safe, humans have found ways to use it against them. And it's not just humans who are using snakes' own behaviors against them. So whether you're dealing with an actual snake or an artificial one, it turns out that a little tongue flicking goes a long way. Speaking of tongues, this episode was brought to you by CuriosityStream.